We will talk about the new Cornwall Spaceport that apparently is already under construction. The market is scared. You can buy space for around $12. So finally we have some sunny days in Dubai, and welcome to maybe the most important Virgin Galactic Fridays episode that you have seen in a while, because we are talking about the following topics. We will talk about the new Cornwall Spaceport that apparently is already under construction. This is some breaking news, guys, okay? Then we will talk about the ex-CFO issues and problems that are currently cruising in the news. Then we will talk about the space performance. You can buy space for around $12. And finally, we will talk about the stock chart, if there's any changes that might improve or worsen the situation. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and let's dive in. So yeah, as I said, very sunny day today in Dubai. The last couple of days, and it doesn't rain often in Dubai, was very rainy and stormy. So I'm happy that it's slowly getting back where it's always been in Dubai. And this is summer, okay? However, I love when you guys are texting me under my comments, in the comment section. If you tweet to me, if you respond to my tweets, if you are texting me on Instagram. On Instagram, I'm pretty much active, so I always read all the messages, so follow me there. Wolf of Dubai Danny is the #1 area where you can actually, really get to me. Now, on the other side, guys, be please aware there's a lot of fake profiles that impersonating me and will text you to make you pay for anything or to invest in something. So I would never do this, so make sure to not get trapped into those scams. Okay, but now let's get to the main point. I got a message that was really interesting, so shout out to True, who said the following. I was on a visit down in Cornwall, this is England, okay, to the Wings Museum, which is based in New Quay Airport. I got chatting with one of the gentlemen there, asked about all the big works going on the other side of the airport, and this is the interesting part. He says it's for Virgin Orbit and Virgin Galactic, which is Spaceport Cornwall, okay? So apparently there is some employees at the airport who are saying this construction is for Spaceport Cornwall, guys. Okay, so it's like a confirmed situation. You can find information on Virgin Orbit there, but not Galactic. So this could be one of the spaceports in the making to be announced. Okay, so this is quite interesting. And then I said, okay, do you have some kind of Google Maps where it is exactly? So if you're opening that, you will see that this is where we are in the airport. Okay. But as you can see, there's not big construction seen from those Google pictures, and I think this is something also what he said. All right, so he basically said it doesn't show the works, but all the works taking place. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Here you can see where it is, the overall area, Cornwall Airport, New Quay. All right. Then I asked him if he has some picture, because this is obviously fine to see. I'm going to be back in February and I can do the photos definitely. So we will get in February next month photos of the new spaceport. And he's also sharing a little bit of other street view situation, but you not really see something else than a sign of Spaceport Cornwall. So it will be very interesting what's really there, okay? I know the picture doesn't say much, but at least you can see they are making it into a spaceport, and it's the only one I know it's in airport in the UK. Then you have already a little bit of information that this was also a rumor, but seeing all of that, I really believe that this could be a big announcement for Europe, because they need the Europe hub, and in my personal opinion, they need the Middle East hub, and so on and so forth. And as well as the other situations all around the world, Virgin Galactic also said they want to do something in Italy. Okay, so I really believe that there's a lot of interesting parts, and UK is the home of Richard Branson. As you know, he's doing a lot in UK. The marketing department of Virgin Galactic is in UK. So lots of things that could align together. And remember, in the Spaceport, New Mexico, the government was actually the one that was building this, and Virgin Galactic just had a multi-year lease. So this could really mean that the UK government said, okay, let's build this, or the community of Cornwall, and they said, we will build this, and Virgin Galactic and Virgin Orbit both will say, we will take leases for very, very long for this opportunity. So very, very interesting. A big news that, I didn't expect, and is very, very hot right now. So thank you very much again to Trug, and let's move on. So as you might know, I have a great community here into the space world of Virgin Galactic, okay? If you want to join, there's the link into the description, how to join. You can get lifetime access to the Discord. So once I scrolled through it, Charlie got the role, I hope I said it right, actually shared this news. It's a kind of new news, and I made a mistake in the intro. It's not about the Virgin Galactic CFO, it's the Spaceport CFO. And you can see here that Spaceport's America former CFO alleged retaliation conspiracy in lawsuit over 2020 investigation. Sweeping complaint alleges conspiracy and fraud by state officials. Racketeering, security fraud, and whistleblower prosecutions are just the top of notes in the sweeping civil complaint files against the state of New Mexico, with explicit reference to state officials, Spaceport America staff, and others by facility former chief financial officer. In a 250-page complaint filed in the state first justical district in Santa Fe, Zach DiGregorio alleges he was effectively terminated after he filed a whistleblower complaint that triggered a 2020 investigation into allegations of financial mismanagement, ethical violation, and abuse of power by the Spaceport former director Dan Hicks. Hicks, who did not comment publicly on the claims, was terminated in 2021, succeeded by Scott McLaughlin. A Spaceport America constructed in Sierra County with public funds between 2006 and 2012 is on state trust land close to White Sand Missiles Range, and also maintain business offices in Las Cruces. And I don't want to, read the whole thing, but it's, all about, okay, what is happening with all the money that went into the spaceport? And, if you have this kind of big government projects all around, you always have this kind of, let's say, people trying to make some extra buck into their hand. There's maybe some very bad kind of, public tenders and so on, maybe favoring some kind of companies. But in the end of the day, this is something that is concerned by New Mexico. I don't believe that this will impact Virgin Galactic as such. So if you see this kind of bad news, it doesn't really necessarily mean that it's also bad for Virgin Galactic as of this moment. Yeah, so if you're looking into the space performance, obviously you see that it's going to that direction where I supposed to thought it will go to like 12-ish. I said very low probability to go to 10, but even that is possible. Obviously, we will talk about it a little bit later into the stock chart. But the performance of the last week is basically very bad. From the highest point of 14 to now, we lost another 15%, 15% more discount. No big news, no negative news about Virgin Galactic, just technicals, just the Fed making a little bit of drama about the rate hikes and so on. The market is scared. The minutes of meeting that they released on Wednesday was a little bit more hawkish than expected, but all in all, everything will stay the same at least until March. So I think it's a little bit overreacted. Okay. However, this could mean what you might need to see in 2022. I think this will be a very, very interesting year because a lot of growth stocks, a lot of companies that have future revenue will be corrected from the price. However, at this low valuations, I really believe that you will see a tremendous run on the stock as soon as they do the operation, do the flying, and so on and so forth. So with a market cap of now $3 billion, guys, and as you can see, I'm laughing because this is a very, very interesting price to buy. I buy every month. I don't stop. Every end of the month I'm putting in some money, whatever I have, and put my average down. I meanwhile reached $18 as average. This is far less than I had before, and I'm just stacking, okay? And I believe that at some point, even when the stock goes to 36, okay, even not the all-time high, then I double my money. And as more as I put every month, as more as I double, okay? So that's that as easy as it is. So unbelievable, we hit an intraday low, I think of I didn't thought that we go that low, okay, but as I said many times before, the chart looks very bearish, okay. 11.3 was the lowest that I have seen intraday, and I think that now some analysts are saying, hey, the stock is for a buy now or could be a buy now. I think this could be one of the lowest prices that we have seen for Virgin Galactic, okay? But this is obviously never, let's say never a guarantee, okay? Because as I said, the most important part is technical wise, we need to break through 16 and 25, okay? This is the most important part. Here we see though that there might be a decision sometime around the mid of January, okay? Maybe even prior to that, because here you see that the downtrend is getting narrower and narrower. So either we break through this declining edge, which is like usually a bullish pattern, but this needs some info, let's say some kind of good news, or the overall market need to pick up, which I think the latter will happen. I think that the overall market will pick up maybe next week, maybe in just today already, I don't know yet, but it looks obviously pre-market quite nicely here for Virgin Galactic as well. For the overall market, it looks a little bit good, but in about, I think 1 hour, we will see the employment data that it will be very, very important. So it could be still tricky, and usually you see Friday sell-off before the weekend, and then you see Monday sell-off because of the trend that Friday was happening and so on. So it could be that we see some more downtrend in the next couple of days, but I think like beginning of next week, like beginning on Tuesday, we should have a turnaround Tuesday according to stock market statistics. So this is basically it, right? You don't have to say anything more. I mean, we are at almost oversold levels here. If you consider this is very close here, RSI levels at 27. The lowest that I can see here was maybe here with 22. Here was also very low levels with 25, and see what happens after that. But it's always a combination of good news and technicals that really can bring the stock up. If we have seen a bottom already, I think temporary, yes. I think for the whole year Not so much, okay? It could go lower, but it could go higher from here. Nobody can really tell you, okay? This all depends on the company, what they keep on delivering.